Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And somebody sent me a video that somebody does with a Adobe Illustrator, and they want to know how you could do it in Corel. Well, I had to take some cheat sheets and kind of practice and figure out what to do and when to do it. But he does a really good job on the video. But you just can't follow along. It's a little difficult when, to me anyway, when somebody doesn't speak and they're also using a product that you're not familiar with. And just like people that don't know much about Corel Draw, it looks Greek to them. But all you're going to do is take a polygon and make a four-sided, kind of make that diamond shape. And if you'll watch this video and maybe pause it and practice making that, then I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard. I'm going to make another copy in the plus key. And if I would have used the duplicate key, it would automatically duplicate it, but I don't really need that. Now here's kind of the key. You need to bring in an indexing line and have it snap to there because we need to make another one. And I'm going to set my nudge factor on like a ½ inch, 0.5. So I'm going to hit the plus key and I'm going to nudge that down twice. And then holding down the control button, I'm going to get this point and move it to that point. So that looks pretty similar there. I'm going to hit the plus key and make another box. I don't really need to move that. And then we need to make this one, so we'll just take this one, hit the plus key and hit the arrow key a couple times down. And that's a little bit up. So we're going to take a indexing line and put it right here. And then put this one kind of like right below. We need to kind of be the same distance, I would think. Hit the plus key on the keyboard and move it up there. This isn't as complicated as it looks, but it does look pretty complicated, or at least it did to me at first. And then we need to make 3 more going. I actually need to move these out of the way. See if I can move them without getting that one, and I did. But then we need to make 3 more going this direction. So we're going to take the plus key and then we're going to move it up our magical ½ inch and just kind of look at it. And we actually need to, we need to be on this indexing line again. That looks pretty similar. And then hit the plus key. And I know there's no rhyme to reason. The gentleman that did this is a master at what he does. And I think I got it, except for I need to move these all back down to like move that to there. That doesn't look too bad. And then I have another cheat sheet. If you'll just kind of, and if you have no interest, don't do this. It's just kind of cool and kind of, I am going to do a little bit different this time. I'm going to show you in just a second. So I'm going to take a 2-point line and go from there to there. I'm going to take a 2-point line and go from there to there. 2-point line and go from there to there. 2-point line and go from there to there. 2-point line from, well, you know what? I didn't make, there's only 1 here. And there's 2 here. So let me move these out of the way. And you can see I've just done this one time, so it is a little confusing. But we need it to be directly underneath. Try to grab the indexing line and just have it snap to there. So we're going to need this one like directly underneath that one. We don't need that one. That was what the problem was. And control, or hit the plus key, and then if you'll grab just the opposite corners. Now they're a little bit too close, so we're going to move them down, but we need to stay on that. We need to stay kind of on the same plane, or at least it did when I did it a while ago. It worked. We're going to go, I'm going to move that indexing line now. Get our 2-point line. You know, it's always sometimes easier to just go up in and turn your indexing lines off. And we need to go to here. And that's not, something's not right. This box needs to be a little bit, well, that is right. Let's make this line longer. So let's take the shape tool and just move it down to there. So that is right. It just looks different. And I think we got them all. And this is where I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to nudge this out of the way. And I'm going to set my nudge factor on about 2 inches. And I am going to take the Smart Fill tool. It doesn't matter what color, just nudge these out of the way. I'm actually going to nudge them out twice, so they'll be plenty out of the way. So we need to nudge, and I've got a cheat sheet right here of what you need. You know, and of course you'll be able to go off mine in just a second. And then we need this quadrant. Whoa, I must have a leak. No, I don't. I just hit something twice. So we need that quadrant, and then we need these. And we need this. There's our leak. Somewhere right in here I have a leak. There it is right there. I don't know if this is going to perfectly match, but let's just watch and see. Yeah, it worked. So we got our pieces. Now let's nudge that completely more out of the way. Go ahead and nudge these out of the way. So we got our parts that we want, except for I need this part right here. So if you're going to do this, and I need this part right here. This is the way it should look. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to nudge this out of the way. And I'm sorry if this is a little bit confusing, but I'm just learning off somebody else's video on how to do this, and it came out really good, so I'm going to continue doing it. Now for just a second, I'm going to left click no fill, and I'm going to take away some lines. Must have some leaks. Because this should be all one piece, and this should, you know, sometimes if you go back, sometimes like now, it might not leak. Wow. So we're going to use the Smart Fill tool, and if we look, the top is kind of a white, so we're going to take the Smart Fill tool and make it a really light gray. And then we're going to, let's nudge that completely out of the way. Nudge that white over, fill in the white. And then this needs to be a lighter gray, but a little bit darker. And this needs to be the same color. And then the two front pieces need to be in between there somewhere. And see, that's how they kind of match up. And that's all you have to do. Now, let's group this together, Control G, Control D, and make a duplicate. And if you just think you need to take that node corner to right there, Control D again. And you know, matter of fact, what we can do is back up here and take both of them and Control D. You know, that's one of the reasons I make videos sometimes. If you're never going to make this, but you still learn that you can, you know, make it faster if you grab both items. Now we're going to group this together, Control G, and then Control D, and we need to take that point and put it right there. It's coming out pretty good, and then you can Control D a couple of times. And then to get this box looking shape, let's do Control D one more time. And then all you have to do is take that 4-point line and have it, might have to zoom in here because we're not quite there. You can see that little bit of a gap. And sometimes it's easier to go off and then try to get right there. And we're there. Now we need to group this together, Control G. And then let's make a circle this time just to show you can almost do anything. And let's put the circle in the center. Grab both of them, because they're grouped together, we can intersect them. And that's a pretty cool design inside that circle. If you would use colors, you know, if you're a printer, but you can see the difference. You could actually see my lines when I smart filled it. And with this one, I took out those lines, so there's no smart fill. Anyway, hope that helped just a little bit, just playing around. Thank you for watching.